Now at 6, people in Williamsburg are spending their Christmas Day together, making sure no one is left out. We'll have more in just a few minutes.
Hours just before Christmas, Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter receives a call from Kentucky State Police about 23 abandoned and abused animals. I have more details coming up.
This week started off nice, but all eyes are on the rain chances this weekend. I'll have those details coming up.
On First at 4, a fire shuts down an entire school district until after Thanksgiving. And the nation's top drug policy official announces more help for drug addicts in eastern Kentucky.
This week is starting off nice, but all eyes are on rain chances heading towards Thanksgiving. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to eastern and southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, all Lawrence County schools are closed until after Thanksgiving break due to a fire. It began Friday in a culvert near the back of Louisa East Elementary School. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher was there today as officials used a motorized camera to look at the extent of the damage. Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, the polls are open for 2 more hours in this part of the Commonwealth. Kentuckians are voting for a governor along with constitutional offices. Some are predicting a close race for governor between incumbent Matt Bevin and Attorney General Andy Beshear. WYMT's Emily Bennett joins us now with more on campaign 2019. Emily?
Steve, the last few days, Governor Matt Bevin and Attorney General Andy Beshear traveled all across the state of Kentucky, hoping their last-ditch efforts help them across the finish line. And now this morning, they filled out their ballots, hoping tonight will bring victory. Now, this race is expected to be closely contested, but be sure to stay tuned to YMT as the results come in tonight. We do have reporters with both Democrats and Republicans in Louisville. We'll also have a special report at 7 with the latest updates and analysis.
All right, Emily, thank you very much. Could possibly have the first races called at 7 o'clock, but we'll just have to wait and see. We hope you'll stick with us here through the rest of the evening. Elect Andy Beshear stopped by the WYMT studios this morning to record Issues and Answers. We covered a host of topics from the upcoming inauguration, his family's plan to live in the governor's mansion, to bringing jobs to eastern Kentucky. He also focused heavily on education and his plan for the State Board of Education.
We need a Board of Education that truly supports our children, supports our education community, and puts our kids before for-profit charter school companies. Yes, the governor has the power to do that. I know because I lost that case in the Supreme Court. It's important to have a commissioner of education, too, that is in line with a governor, especially one that ran talking about public education in a positive way that moves our families forward. I hope our current Commissioner of Education can understand that.
And you can watch the entire interview on Issues and Answers tonight at 7 on WYMT.
Well, it was former Governor Matt Bevin's last day in office when he signed a $41 million emergency lease for a private prison in Floyd County. That is what the Courier-Journal is reporting. Lawmakers learned of this Thursday. Bevin signed a 10-year contract with CoreCivic. In October, we told you about Bevin's announcement of reopening the prison in Wheelwright. Bevin claimed the prison would bring 200 state jobs. The lease bypassed the legislative committee in charge of approving those types of contracts. Well, a driver was injured following a fire truck crash in Knox County earlier today. Deputies with the Knox County Sheriff's Office tell us the crash happened around 2:30 on the northbound lane of Kentucky 11 in the Cannon community. Deputies believe the driver of a Richlands Fire Department truck left the roadway and flipped, coming to a rest on its top. We do not know the driver's condition at this time. The driver was flown to UT Hospital in Tennessee.
And Christmas, of course, just 2 days away, and many celebrate by watching their favorite Christmas movies with family and friends. Have you watched any of your favorite seasonal films? Let's take a look at some numbers. More than 85 million people watched a Hallmark Christmas movie in 2018. This year, the network released a record 40 movies. Lifetime was right behind with 30, and the streaming giant Netflix added 6.
Well, a senior at Magoffin County High School started an organization called Helping Hearts. The program brings the community together to help the elderly. Keisha Collingsworth says they do not just buy them things, but enjoy spending quality time at the nursing home. This Christmas, she was able to deliver them Christmas presents.
But this year I had so much help from my community and even people outside of my community, and we raised so much money that I actually got to access their Christmas list, and I bought all of the residents everything on their Christmas list.
Now hear more about what inspired Keisha to start Helping Hearts tonight on WYMT at 11. Well, it was a Christmas surprise for one Richmond man after some generous strangers donated an unspecific amount of money to him. David Tackett walked into his local McDonald's for a Coke and left with something far more greater. He tells us this Christmas season is tighter than any others. While waiting in line, a couple approached him.
They say you look like you're struggling and all that stuff, and that when everything, the Christmas miracle happened.
The couple gave him enough money to pay his bills and grab some last-minute gifts. Tackett says once he got back into his car, he immediately cried tears of joy. He says the couple were his angels. They were gone as soon as he turned around.
Well, Thanksgiving is just 3 days away, which means many of you are preparing to hit the roads to visit family and friends. WYMT's Katie Cook is live from London, where she's been talking with some of those early travelers. Katie?
Yes, Steve, the holidays are here and AAA is expecting about 50 million people to hit the road this week. Now, an interesting fact for you penny pinchers out there, compared to the national average, gas prices are expected to be up 2 cents per gallon this week. But Steve, no matter the cost, the people I talked to say they are just ready to get out of town and spend time with their families. For now, in London, Katie Cook, WYMT Mountain News.
All right, Katie, thank you very much. And AAA is encouraging you to check your car and check it twice before leaving on a trip. They are anticipating about 368,000 breakdowns from Wednesday until Sunday. Straight ahead on First at 4, a real heist that sounds like a movie. Thieves in Germany steal millions of dollars worth of jewels from the country's oldest museum.
Well, today's weather was definitely something to be thankful for, but we do have rain chances heading into the holiday forecast. Those details coming up.
This is WYMT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, it is Giving Tuesday, and Pikeville Medical Center held a news conference this afternoon to announce a donation foundation. The first campaign to raise money deals with the new Children's Hospital. WYMT's Marianne Fletcher was there to learn why officials chose this cause. Officials from the Laurel County Sheriff's Office say they arrested a man they have searched months for. Walter Darling is accused of impersonating a peace officer and pulling over a woman. Officials say he held that woman at knife point and made her drive to a hayfield. Officials say he then tried to sexually assault her.
I think Laurel Countyans can feel a little bit safer right now. They're out shopping and doing fun things with their families, and I think they can feel just a little bit safer because we have this guy behind bars.
Officials say they do believe there is another person involved in this case. They say they are expecting to make another arrest soon. Saturday morning, a fire tore through a home in Leslie County. The family says it happened so quickly that as they ran out of the house, the roof started to collapse. WYMT's Connor James talked with the family about that devastating day and what's being done to help. Connor?
Steve, Jeff, and Amanda Middleton have 3 kids, and while they are thankful they all made it out safe, they lost everything else. From pets to family heirlooms, the Middletons watched it all go up in flames. Now, the fire started on their porch at their Leslie County home in Stinnett. Now, Jeff Middleton is a former black jewel miner. He's been laid off since July and was actually working to become an EMT. They said this year has been obviously hard on them, and with the holidays approaching, they don't know what they're going to be doing next.
When they paid that back pay that they had owed them, we had actually managed to throw them a pretty decent Christmas together, and to watch it go up, it was hard for that. And we'll make it. We'll make it. We have to. That's all we have is just hope in the Lord. Literally, that's all we have is just hope, so.
Now, if someone is interested in helping, the Stinnett Volunteer Fire Department, where Jeff's a volunteer at, actually is collecting donations for the family, whether that be money or something like clothes. We'll have much more on this story coming up at 6.
All right, Paige, thank you. A man with distinct shoes robbed a store in northern Laurel County this morning. Deputies with the Laurel County Sheriff's Office are asking for help identifying the man seen in these photos. Make note of the distinct shoe color and type. He is suspected of robbing the North Laurel BP around 2:30 a.m. The robber pointed a pistol at the store clerk and then ran away with an unknown amount of cash. If you know this man or have any information, you should call the Sheriff's Office at 1-606-864-6600. An inmate escaped from a jail in Powell County yesterday afternoon. Troopers with Kentucky State Police are looking for this man, 27-year-old John Bixby of Adairville. He is suspected of escaping from work release at a transfer station in Clay City. Bixby was last wearing an orange jumpsuit. Troopers believe he is driving a stolen red car. If you see Bixby, call 911 immediately. So you've made your list and checked it twice, but did you make sure to check the shipping deadlines? Christmas is less than 1 week away, and today is the deadline for FedEx unless you want to spend extra money to ship tomorrow. For Target and Best Buy, the deadline is tomorrow. For Amazon, if you are a Prime member, you have until Sunday. It is the same for Walmart. And for UPS, Monday is the last day for next day air shipments. Straight ahead on First at 4, a soldier makes it home just in time for Christmas. Grab the tissues for this story after the break.
Clouds increase as we head into the weekend, but we look to remain on the drier side. I'll tell you why coming up.
Coming up on First at 4, a troubled Eastern Kentucky water district will be under new management soon. And water woes continue for some in Hazard. We'll talk to people at one business affected.
And more sunshine moves in for your Thursday, but those rain chances return by Friday. First at 4 is next.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYNT Mountain News First at 4.
Good afternoon, I'm Steve Hensley. First at 4, a new partnership in Martin County was announced today, one that has officials saying they are cautiously optimistic. WYNT's Buddy Forbes was there for a news conference about the county's new water management plans. Homes and businesses from Exit 59 to the Kentucky River Regional Animal Shelter in Perry County are still under a boil water advisory tonight after a water main broke in Hazard Monday. WYMT's Will Puckett has more from one of the businesses along the way that's impacted. The murder case against the woman accused of killing Leanna Brumley in Pulaski County is headed to a grand jury. Danielle Powell is charged with Brumley's murder. Brumley disappeared in May, and police believe some of her remains were found last week. Police say Powell told them last summer that she was forced to kill the young mother. We'll have much more on what came out in court coming up at 6. We now know the name of the victim in a deadly crash this morning that shut down an Estill County road for hours. Kentucky State Police sent reconstruction crews to try and determine what happened. Olivia Russell has the latest on their investigation. Straight ahead on First at 4, an Eastern Kentucky native gets his first Grammy nomination. Find out who else was nominated after the break.
And we're going to see some showers coming in Friday, but how long will they stick around? I'll have those details coming up.